Just take a look at the picture and see if you've ever been there. I have. This is my Scrum implementation, and damn it, Liv! I keep trying to do it, and it just doesn't. So maybe why Scrum is hard for us, maybe because we're using the wrong metaphor. We've been using this one. It comes from the martial arts. It's called ShuHaRi. First step is Shu. Follow the rules. Obey them. This might not be the right one, because when we see what is actually going on there, we're not actually following the rules. Most of the people are doing this. Scrum bot. Yeah, we do Scrum, but we have 4 product owners. Yeah, we do Scrum, but we have 7-week sprints. So something might not be working there. So why do I think this doesn't work that well? Well, because we're actually this. We're organizational couch potatoes. We haven't changed for years, decades. We're not used to change. And suddenly, someone, because they just found a great way of developing software, they think we can easily become shoe potatoes, right? Now we can get up and start doing Scrum like perfectly, just obeying the rules, following them. Why do I think this is the wrong metaphor? Because when we go to Aikido classes, we go because we want. It's an end in itself. Scrum is not. It's just a means to an end. So this is a new metaphor. It's not new for me. I've been using it for years. But I'm inviting you to use it. It's the organic metaphor. The adoption is a plant, a tree. It has a terrain, and it has some interesting sides to it. This is an organic adoption. I mean, the adoption of a Scrum bot seen from an organic perspective. A Scrum bot adoption is usually felt like, yeah, I mean, we're using what we need from Scrum. It's a very simplistic definition of Scrum. We're going to have whatever we need from Scrum. This is the actual Scrum bot from an organic perspective, in my experience. It's just a tiny little bit of part of Scrum. It's dead. It's not going to keep growing. It's going to be static. So what do we coaches usually do from an organic perspective? We have a plantation of Scrum implementations. And when they call us, we go and transplant a whole Scrum framework, the whole lot of it. This is the Scrum you need. And how are we seen, and why is there so Scrum bad? People usually see us as arrogant, and they are right. We are being arrogant. Why are we arrogant? Because the implied message when I transplant this tree is, your process is all wrong. You don't know how to work. This is the right way of working. That doesn't work. That creates fragile implementations. And when there's a storm, you know, we're not getting into production, we are running late, strong wind comes, Scrum is now dead. And it's not bad per se, it might be a lost opportunity. What is it that I'm proposing here? I'm proposing something I call organic agility. It has 3 parts: the terrain, the gardener, who's going to do pain-driven gardening, is the change agent. It's going to do one thing only, retrospectives. That's the watering. Only retrospectives. Start with retrospectives on the gardener. Let's see an example. We got a team. They got 2 stakeholders. They ask for one thing, and the other one asks for different things, right? They're conflictive priorities. What would they do in Scrum bot perspective? Let's have 2 product owners, of course. So what is a gardener to do here? So what's the pain we have here? The pain is we have 2 inputs. Is that a real pain? Yeah, it is. So what could we do about it? Well, we could ask Gary to be the only voice of them. Does that sound sensible? Well, yeah, I mean, it's common sense. Let's give it a try. Next retrospective, we'll see. If it works, now our Scrum, our agility has just grown a little bit, and the first piece it has, apart from the seed that's a retrospective, is a little piece of a product owner. That's all we got by now. And we're going to do another retrospective, and we'll see what comes. caveat number one for this approach, of course, it's going to be way slower than the transplanting. If we're anxious about using Scrum, or if our boss is, this needs mindfulness. This needs us to wait. We might get there, we might not. Caveat number two, we can easily get full of bugs here. Oh, no, what hurts is having a 4-week sprint. What we need is an 8-week sprint. That's why we need a good gardener, to ask good questions and to guard the direction of this process. So tip number one, if you are doing Scrum now and you want to start using this, prune your current Scrum. Do a retrospective on your Scrum implementation. What is stale right now? Your daily meetings, you don't find value in them? Get rid of them. They will grow stronger afterwards. Similar to this, if you've never been in open space, there's just one rule, the rule of 2 feet. Use it for your Scrum. If a Scrum meeting is not adding value to this person, or the person is not adding value to it, let them use their 2 feet and go elsewhere. It will grow stronger. So my just one tip for you, or not tip, I mean just asking you, stop trying to become a sensei and try and become a good gardener. Be mindful, do good retrospectives, and you're good to go. Thank you very much.